Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Ariana Show. Welcome on in. Good to see all of you. Cheap, Sione, Heather, and Meadow, welcome on in. So good to have you here. Hello, everyone in chat. Thank you so much for all the gifted subs and the resubs. Thank you so very much. And also thank you for the follows. I appreciate it. Before we start, I do want to quickly check who from the other communities is represented here. So I kind of want to see some emotes from Cheap and Sione and Heather and Meadow in the chat, because I want to say something before we start. It is early for these people. It's early. Like Sione, for example, is 5 o'clock in the morning right now. So Sione woke up. What time did you wake up?
I woke up at 4. I woke up at 4 because I woke up at 4 and then 4:05 I was out of bed so I could be ready at 4:30. But weirdly, I'm not tired. I'm good to go.
You're like full of adrenaline because of the show.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Oh, that is so good. And Cheap and Heather, I know that you guys are at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
Is that like normal for you guys?
I'm a morning person, so I didn't mind I got up at like 5:15 and it didn't bother me too much, but I was also a teacher for 10 years, so like I was used to being in my classroom by 7 a.m., so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I usually wake up early as well.
Okay, I did not expect that from gamers, honestly. Like in my eyes, gamers are like late owls, right? Like Meadow, I know that you are like a late owl.
Oh, I just put in your chat. Yeah, I'm a night owl, but I don't actually share what time zone I'm in.
Yeah. I know that you're, because you tweeted earlier that that you were like up super early.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I'm actually up that late, but generally around the time I tweeted would be when I go to bed. So I shifted everything, but it's totally worth it to get to be here and hang with you and vibe with all these awesome guildies.
Are you tired?
Yes.
Maybe it would have been actually better if you were going to bed after the show. Maybe like in hindsight would have been better. Yeah. But thank you so much for being here, everybody. Thank you so very much. And also, if you are from the community of one of these lovely people, thank you for being here. I know that they will appreciate that very much. I see some really cute emotes here for people that have never been here before. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. For those who don't know everyone here just yet, let's quickly go around and introduce ourselves a little bit. I'll start with myself so that everyone gets a little bit of time to think, like, what am I going to say here? My name is Ariana. I am currently streaming Final Fantasy. I jumped into that, Final Fantasy 14 online. I jumped into that last stream. I have been gone for a very, very long time. I became a mom last year. And let me tell you, that was a little bit overwhelming. I did not expect that I would not get any sleep so much. So I've been offline for a long time and I'm finally back on Twitch. And I'm very happy that these lovely people are here to help me. I'm literally my second stream back. So that's me. Cheap, what about you? What do you stream?
Hello, my name's Sarah, aka Cheeb. I'm a mom of 2, 7 and 9. I'm a variety streamer, so I play all kinds of games, but I'm actually jumping back into Final Fantasy 14 as well.
Hey!
Because the guildies have been talking about leveling up together on Siren, so I'm only doing that. But yeah, that's me.
And when Cheap says guildies, she's obviously talking about the Twitch Women's Guild, which is the reason I could do this actually, because last month I posted there in that Discord like, hey, I'm gonna be doing my show, who wants to join? And here we have a full Twitch Women Guild group, so I'm really, really happy about that. Cheap, can you tell me a little bit about your experience with the Twitch Women's Guild? Like,
my gosh,
how has it like impacted you?
Well, I've struggled pretty much my entire life with making friends and feeling accepted, and the Twitch Women's Guild has really been the thing that I've been looking for pretty much my entire life. Like, I truly feel genuine connections with people. I feel that we support each other, that we're happy to be there and make the connections. And I just, for once in my life, do feel accepted in a community. So it means so much to me. I
Aw, I love that.
I don't.
I love that. Oh,
Sorry.
no, don't say sorry. I love that. I have to agree. Like, for me, the Twitch Women's Guild came at the time that I was super pregnant and I could not really stream that much anymore. So to stay connected to Twitch like that and to stay motivated as well. And also a big shout out to the Twitch Women's Guild for motivating me to start this again, because my community has been asking for the Ariana show to come make a comeback. Like, when is it coming back? Do you need help? We can help. I was like, yes, it will come back. Yes, it will come back. And it never did until I got actually motivated by the Twitch Women's Guild. So thank you. Only 139 times, says Angelo in the chat. Yeah, a little bit like that. So thank you for sharing that, Jeep. I agree with you. Siuni, what do you stream on your channel?
Hi, so I'm Siuni. I stream lots of retro games and mostly JRPGs. I do lots of first playthroughs, a lot of games that I didn't get to experience when I was younger or anything like that. So I do stream lots of Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy, Zelda. Just going back through like games that I never got to play, but like I only heard good things about. And it's been really, really nice. It was so funny that you both talk about 14 because I just literally renewed my subscription yesterday.
Why?
To get starting again because I was very overwhelmed with it, but I was like, no, I really want to experience this story because I only hear good things about it. So I literally just did that yesterday and created my character and I'm back on.
Wow, we're all starting again. Oh, that's good. That's good. Someone in chat says that you are a pro gamer. Is that true?
Oh, no. I mean, sure. I mean, I just die a lot, but we keep going, right? It's totally fine. No matter how difficult the game is, I feel like I still try to like power through and finish it because I just want to experience the stories and the games. So I just keep going, especially with retro games because I love to play on original hardware if I can. And some of the games like that are much more difficult because you can't save states or anything. So I have trial and error and just, sometimes we spend 3 hours on the boss and that's fine.
Like, do you play on like PlayStation 2s, for example?
Yes, I do have PlayStation 2, and so now I'm playing Link to the Past on the Super Nintendo.
Oh, wow.
Nintendo console, and it's really, really fun. Like, I'm genuinely enjoying it, but it does make it difficult.
I can believe that, yeah. Because when did you start gaming? Like, is this something nostalgic for you?
So yeah, I actually was gaming when I was little, but I only had a PlayStation and a Game Boy, and only like the games that my parent got for me, so I didn't necessarily expand. And then as I went through, as I was a teen in college and things like that, I kind of fell off games, and I really started back up with the pandemic, which I feel like a lot of people did. So just really like working my way through things that I've missed through this time, or I couldn't play as a.
I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. I have an alert that just really loudly shouted something. In this channel, I forgot to turn that off today. In this channel, we have this thing, if you're subscribed tier 3, you get your own sound. And Tinch's sound is a really rude one. That is not aimed at you. That's just something Tinch always does when she comes in. So good, she goes, bitch! I'm so sorry I forgot to turn that off. Tinch, God damn it. I'm so sorry. That was not aimed at you. I can promise you that. Oh my gosh.
So good. Don't worry. It's funny.
Okay, I'm glad you say that. And about the Twitch Women Guild, you're also like part of the Twitch Women Guild. That's how we met. Yes. So that's really good.
So, Cheap said it so beautifully, but yes, just having this space to be able to connect with everyone and just not feel alone is amazing. I also feel like on a personal level, it's been so useful because it like pushing me to put myself out there or like connecting with people because I tend to be really shy and be like, just like a big lurker and just like watch, like from afar. But like because I actually played a game with Chief, like we played Lethal Company, and I usually don't go and play games with people I don't know. Like I get very shy about that. And I was like, no, I love this game. I want to play, and it was honestly so fun. So I'm just very grateful for like the experience that it's been so far.
And has it made you less shy now as well? Do you like dare to speak more in like chats, for example?
Yeah, I feel like I like it make me work on myself. Like I feel like yes, I have the thing like okay, I can go do this. Like I'm not alone, and I have this connection now with people, which is amazing.
Yeah, and that's definitely something that I've learned, that there's not a single experience on Twitch that you're the only one who's experiencing it. That is something that I've really learned from being in the Twitch Women's Guild, for sure. Heather, do you agree with that?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I feel like one of the things that I really enjoy about the Twitch Women's Guild so far too is that everyone feels so genuine. Like I think sometimes networking and things like that can feel almost a little fake, where people are like, "Oh yeah, it's so nice to meet you. Let's game sometime." And they like don't actually mean it, or like they look at your follow count and they're like, "Oh, never mind."
Oh.
But like everyone, you know what I mean? Like, but everyone in the guild is so genuine, and like they actually want to be your friend. Like it's about forming bonds first and like networking second, and like doing that more naturally than just like, I don't know, networking with people on Twitter or whatever. So I have been very pleasantly surprised, or like very excited to see everyone's just so genuine, and everyone just wants to see everyone succeed, and it's just so cool.
It is. It really is. It's very positive. Can you share us a little bit with us what you are streaming on your channel, what we can find?
Yeah, for sure. Hi, I'm Heather. I'm a variety streamer. I mainly focus on story-based games because I love taking chat through a whole journey of a story beginning to end. And I also think that narrative games tend to showcase gaming as art and games as art, which I firmly believe in. Since we're all talking about Final Fantasy, no, just kidding. I'm a fairly new fan to the franchise, so I have actually been playing a lot of Final Fantasy recently. I've only played 7 Remake, 16, Crisis Core Reunion, and 6. Oh my gosh, 6 was so good. I can't start 14 though. I know this about myself because I can't start it. I will not be able to get out of that rabbit hole.
Because it's big. It's big game. Yeah. It's definitely a big game. Yeah. I started, and there was this other streamer friend who is really into Final Fantasy. Her name is Inochi Fantasy, even like it's in the name. And I was like, yeah, I started Final Fantasy 14 online, and she was like, oh, that's a big commitment. That's a big commitment. And I'm like, yep, I'm aware of that. So yeah. So Final Fantasy as well on your channel then.
Yeah, a little bit lately, but just a variety of different narrative games, whether that be like action adventure, or I grew up with some point and click games, but I never played the like LucasArts games. So I just played Grim Fandango for the first time, which was a wild experience.
That means
but it's like
absolutely nothing to me. What is that?
All right. It's like not very old. Wow. It's an older point and click kind of game. Where I'm just kind of going through. It's about a Grim Reaper, and it's just really off the wall. Like there was a couple of times where I just straight up was like, "Are the developers okay? Did they know what they were doing with this?" It's very dark, but it was really fun.
Oh wow. I want to quickly say thank you so much for the hype train. I saw that happened in the background. Thank you so very much for all the subs, all the biddies. Also, Sione and Meadow, how dare you? I need you to focus on this conversation. How dare you spend money? No, I'm kidding. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Meadow, to you then. What can we find on your channel? Because you have something very special going on your channel. Tell us a little bit about that. Wait, I might have you muted. This is my first time. Yeah, I've got you muted. That's on my end. I don't know why I keep doing that. Can you say something? No, what am I doing? Meadow's muted. It's not on my end this time. Huh? I'm so
it's okay.
sorry.
It happens.
It keeps muting and unmuting. Am I doing that?
Yeah, every time I click unmute, it remutes me.
Oh, wait,
it stayed.
Wait, you mute yourself, and then I unmute you, and then you mute yourself again. We're just like going against each other, because I kept clicking too. every time it went up, it went back. Okay, we got you now. Meadow, tell us a little bit about the special things we can find on your channel.
Well, hi. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Meadow. I am a streamer whose channel takes viewers into different dimensions of the multiverse with every stream. So sometimes I show up to stream as a fairy or a pirate or a goth, but no matter which Meadow shows up to stream, my audience is very much invited to leave their ordinary life at the door and really enter a fantastical realm, which includes augmented reality and an interactive mystery. I also absolutely love dynamic collabs and like recently had Cheeb on my stream. It was very funny. We actually realized while I was interviewing Cheeb, I was like, do you have anything coming up that you want to plug? And she was like, yeah, I'm going to be on Ariana's channel. And I was like, oh my gosh, no way, me too. And we figured out that we were both scheduled for the same day when we had missed that. So that was very exciting.
You didn't see that before.
We hadn't realized. Yeah.
That's good.
But yeah, I do an ongoing series of interviews on Wednesdays with different non-male identifying streamers. And then the categories that I stream within the context of the overarching story that I tell on my channel includes ASMR, retro, a lot of dark indie titles, and Sea of Thieves, and also really destigmatizing mental health and conversations around it, as well as providing a safe space for queer folks like myself is really important to me.
That was amazing. That was so good. And Meadow, you're part of the Twitch Women's Guild as well. You actually are a really big part of it because you hosted the very first raid stream that the guild did. Can you share a little bit about like what made you like want to be so active in that guild?
I mean, so I can echo a lot of the sentiments that others have shared about the Women's Guild and how meaningful it is to me, and how nice it is to find a community where people are really not gatekeeping, which I feel like we encounter so often in this industry. Anytime that I've had questions, people are very open and willing to be resources. The reason I started giggling when you asked me that is that if I answer just like with straight sincerity, I'm a very depressed person and I need a lot of things to keep me highly distracted, so that I stay engaged in life and not hyper focused on depression. So I tend to just keep myself very busy. And I think that this incredibly dense Discord with a lot of activity and so many people that I admire in it was a very easy place to shift a lot of focus. And so that is part of really how I became so engaged in the first place. And as far as the raid train is concerned, for me, like, I really feel like, sure, I made an initial post saying, hey, this is something I've done before and I really enjoy. Does anybody want to jump into this with me? But it's an event on that scale is so much a collective effort. It doesn't happen and it doesn't have the kind of magnitude or impact that it does without every single person jumping into it and contributing their content and so many different moving parts that so many people need credit for, that when I did it, I had like a page of credits on the website that went from like here until next Tuesday. So it was just wonderful to collaborate on that kind of a scale. And I think that's a reflection of what the Women's Guild makes possible.
Did you expect it to blow up like that?
Oh, absolutely not. I mean, I think you know that the Women's Guild went through a pretty significant expansion during that first raid train. So I had put something out there and had a fully completed schedule with like 30 streamers in it, maybe just under. And then suddenly there were 60 more people and counting that wanted to be part of it.
Yeah.
So adjusting the schedule was definitely a mammoth task, and it blew up in a way that I never anticipated. And it was a huge joy having it become something so big and that I was just a small part in.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. Also, I want to say quickly, Tinja, thank you so much for donating €50. You do not need to apologize. I said apology accepted with that donation, but that was not needed. Thank you so very much. Meadow, do you play Final Fantasy on your channel as well? Or are you the only one?
I haven't yet, and I really, really want to. When the topic of conversation, I'm trying to be really cautious because we're all very good about like guarding the privacy of conversations within the Women's Guild. But when the general topic of Final Fantasy in that particular thread that I think we've made reference to here came up, I expressed my interest in jumping in and had a couple people I won't name, but that I've always wanted to collab with, say something about it. So it's definitely something that I would love to do. I just am trying to do so many things at once.
Yeah, I get that. I asked chat as well. We have today we have an option for chat to also let us know what you are like voting. And I asked chat if they were playing Final Fantasy, and 75% of the chat voted no. That needs to change because obviously, obviously we're all playing Final Fantasy, so you should get into that as well, chat. So yeah,
Just join us, you know.
Yeah, join us.
Maybe
The
they're all
one
just
of
taking
us
a
energy
break.
in here is very strong.
Oh, 69%. It changed. Someone was like, I do. Nice. So that is how you can vote. For This is for the chatters. We're going to be talking about some topics, and I will ask you guys as well through this little thing right under here. And you can vote by typing either 1 or 2 in the chat, depending on what your answer is, so that we can see what you vote and we can talk about what you vote as well. And I think that's it for the intro, which means we can finally get into the actual game. We're going to be playing a game of Would You Rather, where I have a lot of Would You Rather like scenarios. So, for example, would you rather eat pizza or would you rather eat macaroni? This is a really bad example. This has nothing to do with the rest of the stream. And then we're going to be talking about what they would pick, but also what you, chat, would pick. Most of these would you rather questions are related to gaming, and streaming, and just general fun things. So I'll put the macaroni on the pizza, said someone in chat just now. Oh my. Oh, I kind of want to try that. Here in Sweden, they actually put fries on pizza sometimes. So why not? Huh? Why not? Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Are you guys ready?
Yes.
I'm quickly gonna check if we have an ad coming up quickly, because I do not want to. We do not have an. We do have an ad coming up, so let me quickly run an ad, and then we're gonna start. I'm gonna start it because we do not want to have ads, but we have to, unfortunately. Talking about ads, do you guys run them on your channel, or do you have pre-roll ads?
I'm a pre-roll ad kind of girly.
Oh, really?
I'm
Yeah.
there with Heather. Yeah, I'm also pre-roll person.
And why is that?
I just haven't found a rhythm yet. Like, I think I'd like to find a way to do ad breaks, but I haven't found a rhythm that really works for me or stream yet that I feel good incorporating ad breaks into. Because, like, I would say about 50% of my chat isn't subbed. So I don't want to necessarily, like, have them miss huge chunks of stream. And I just got to find the rhythm to how to navigate that.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I heard that a third of the people that get an ad when they come into a channel are leaving. 1 out of 3. And I was like, ooh. So that's one of the reasons that I was like, okay, I'm going to start running ads. I have this bot as was saying, ads are running. I won't be doing anything cool for the next minute. But yeah, I don't know. I actually, for the chat that can still hear us right now, do you leave if you see an ad? If there's like in the middle of a stream an ad, do you actually leave, or are you just annoyed and you stick around? I'm kind of curious. I personally have Turbo, so I don't have the experience at all because I hate ads so much. I'm subscribed to Turbo. I hate it.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Because I stay. Nope, ads is part of streaming. Turbo. I got an ad, Angelo. I don't believe that. Okay, so people do stay, but it can be annoying, especially for people that stay longer than the initial like 20 minutes, I guess, that it takes to like get to the next ad. Yeah, I don't like them. So Twitch Turbo is something I can recommend. We are done with the ad, so we're gonna start. And it's actually quite funny. This wasn't even planned, but the very first Would You Rather question has something to do with Final Fantasy. Because let me quickly check. There we go. There is going to be a Final Fantasy remake or rebirth, one of the two, something coming out super soon.
Rebirth is next month,
is it, right? Yeah. That one's coming out. And my question to you guys is, and even if you don't play Final Fantasy, you can still answer this. Would you rather play the remake of a game or play the original of a game. So let's say they're both out and one is like a better quality, a better, but the other one is the original. And I kind of want to start with you, Sione, because am I pronouncing your name right, by the way? Sione?
Yes.
Yeah. Because you just
perfect.
said that you're playing on old controllers, consoles.
It's a tough one because I obviously love both, but I would have to go with original because every single game that I want to get into, if there is an original, I'll play that first. So for Final Fantasy VII, I actually wanted to start with the remake first, and everybody was like, "No, you're gonna get so much more out of the story if you play the OG." So I started with OG 7 before I went to the remake.
Wait, is there a difference between the two? Other than graphics?
Well, graphic mostly, and then the story. So like the first part of the remake was just like a tiny bit of the original. So you didn't get the full story out of the first remake. So it was different. And then the combat and the graphics are very, very different.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's voice acted in the remake, which isn't in the OG. So you have to read everything,
right?
It's a lot when you're streaming, but it's fun. So even through that, I feel like I would have to go with original because I know that I enjoyed 7 Remake so much more because I played the original first.
Okay.
So I think I would have to go with original, but it would be really hard not to get the new fancy one,
Yeah, I personally would rather play the remake, I think, because I care a lot about if stuff looks pretty. Like, I played this game World of Warcraft, and I played it in my free time right now. And I made a beautiful elf, I made a beautiful night elf, beautiful blood elf, beautiful human, and then I made an undead, and they're not pretty. They're so ugly because they're like bony and they walk like this, and I don't have a good time. I care so much about what it looks like. I think I would have to play the remake first. Yeah, I think I would sacrifice the original feeling for that. But that's also because I did not actually play any games as a kid, so I don't have that nostalgic feeling of wanting something to look like old, maybe, or like original.
Well, and eventually with the remake, like you're gonna get the experience, right? Sometimes like even better. Like I feel like with Final Fantasy again, like I feel like their vision, maybe they had this vision at the time, but the technology didn't allow it.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like with the remake, eventually you do still get the experience, maybe sometime even better, like I don't think you're missing anything out by not playing the other one. It's like really just a preference things if you want to experience it all, but like there's so many games too, like sometimes you don't have time, you can just play the remake, it's totally fine.
that would be, I'm always out of time with games. So many games. Meadow, what about you? Would you rather play the remake or an original of a game if you could pick?
Yeah, I mean, if obviously, like, I'm first and foremost a completionist, and I want to do all the things. So my
both,
first choice, which is a total cheat, is both. But if I was forced to choose, I'm always going to go with the original. As a general preference or personality trait, I'm that annoying person who likes the book better than the movie, who likes the original better than the remake when it comes to films and television. And I'm still exploring a lot with games. Suni mentioned not having that. I think it was Suni. Sorry, now my ADHD brain is mixing things. Or no, maybe you just said not having nostalgia for things because you didn't play them before.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I didn't have access to games when I was younger, so I don't really have nostalgia for things, but I do play a lot of retro games. And what this conversation made me think of was for example, I just played Loom, and playing that in the EGA versus VGA makes the images look very different. The pixels render in a different way. The choices of how the colors are presented and the way things are smoothed out is very different. And a lot of the atmosphere that I love in the pixel art, I feel like is really sacrificed in that upgrade. So, and I feel like that's true for a lot of retro games that I play. I don't really like when things add voice acting where it wasn't before, like with Monkey Island, or the way that smooths out characters, where the pixel art not only had a certain charm to it for me, but also allowed me to kind of visualize or project onto the characters the way that I imagined them or experienced them personally. So I think those things stack to give me a general fondness for the original, but there are definitely reasons why with certain specific cases, a remake would be more appealing, especially if, say, a voice actor friend was involved with it, or, you know, things that give you a personal tie into wanting to experience it.
Okay. And Heather, what about you? Original or remake?
I feel like most of the time I reach for a remake just because they tend to add a lot of quality of life upgrades. Like
Right.
old games are hard.
Right. Right.
Old, like,
Yeah.
in the best way sometimes, but sometimes in a frustrating way. So it's nice to have the quality of life upgrades that some remakes bring to it. However, I have also played remakes that lose some of the original charm in their attempt to make it more for a modern audience, kind of
Oh
a
gosh.
thing.
Like which
Yeah.
one?
Well, I don't even know. Let me think. Let me think for a second.
Okay.
What I'm trying to think of one that I played where I was like, "Oh, that was weird," and people were like, "That's not that what it's like in the original." Oh, now I can't think. Now I'm on the spot and I
Not
can't
the
think.
spot. I'm so sorry.
No, it's
I'm so
totally
sorry.
fine. It's totally fine. But I think in general, I tend
Yeah.
to reach for a remake just for some of the quality of life upgrades. I feel like since we brought this Final Fantasy into this, the 6 pixel remaster was like a perfect middle ground for that, where like it still had some of the charm. At least I'm led to believe. I never played the original Final Fantasy 6, of the pixel art of Final Fantasy 6, but quality of life upgrades that really helped a more modern gamer get through it, like save points and things like that. So I really enjoyed that experience.
All right. I see Cheap. You're nodding you agree with everything. I feel like because I was thinking I was looking at you a little bit when Siona was talking. I was like, okay, Cheap wants to also play the original, and now I'm like, because I feel that you're like understanding both sides. Is that true?
For me, it completely depends on the game, on if I would go for the original or the remake. Kind of like Meadow said, like there has to be some kind of investment for me in it. Like if I knew somebody who was going to be a voice actor, I'd be like, okay, I'll play the remake over the original. But honestly, I'm on the fence. I would play either or both. So I can kind of see it from both sides.
And from Final Fantasy, would you want to then do the remake or the original?
I think I'd want to do the original first and then play the remake, just to see if there were any like major differences in the story.
Yeah, I actually see that chat would also rather play the original than the remake, and that's probably like I was looking at chat a little bit and I saw the word nostalgia, so I think that's definitely. If you have played the game in the past or games like that in the past, I think you would enjoy that a lot more than the remake maybe. But yeah, I like things prettier. So I'm like, I want to play the remake. Yeah.
Can I add something?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, just when you said nostalgia, and I feel like probably everyone here, because I think everyone here has played some retro, can like weigh in on this. I think one of the most fun things about playing retro games, if they're a game that you as the streamer haven't experienced before, is then having people in your chat for whom the game is nostalgic, who are getting that like vicarious rush of having it be all new again through it being new to you. So I think that's another reason from the streaming angle that it might be more fun.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I do relate to that. I have been playing like in 2022. Was it last year? 2023. Sorry. I started playing games that everyone has played, but I hadn't yet. So like The Witcher 3, Red Dead Redemption 2, Zelda Breath of the Wild, like the games that were like ranked really high and lots of people have played it and loved it. And I haven't played it yet. And I really did see that in my chat of people being like so helpful, so excited. And we had to sometimes also delete messages because they were like, oh, the next part's going to make you cry. You sit. And it was like, okay, now I'm not going to cry anymore because I'm expecting something, you know? So yeah, it's really fun to see how everyone's like so excited as a streamer. So excited to see what you're doing. And I think that's also one of the reasons I'm super excited to play Final Fantasy 14 right now, because so many people play it and are like loving it. So I'm very excited about that for sure. All right. 56% says original and 43% says a remake. So it got a little bit 50-50 towards the end. We're going to stay within like the preference of games for the next one as well. Because the next question is, would you rather only play the first half of games or only play the second half of games for the rest of your life? That's terrible, I know, but what would you rather? Cheap.
Oh, okay. I would probably choose the first half because I kind of already do that now. That's terrible, but there's so many games that I want to play that I hop ship so much. Like, I haven't even finished Baldur's Gate.
Same.
I got to Act 3 and I'm like, oh, a new shiny thing is out. I want to try it.
I know. So, I agree that I gave up on Baldur's Gate. Like, I was at the end of Baldur's Gate Act 2, and I picked an ending there that just like ends there, the whole story there. And then like, I will not spoil what happened, but it wasn't a great ending. But I decided to stick with it because I'm like, okay, I've been playing this game for so long. I want to move on to the next thing. I'm burning out, even though it's such a good game. But then again, as well, like I'm on like parental leave a little bit, so I have not played in months. So that definitely, like, I would have finished it if it wasn't for that. But yeah, I'm definitely a second half kind of person, though. I want to know how stuff ends. I hate open endings, also in movies and everything. If it doesn't end, I'm like, I want to know. I'm gonna call the producers, like, what happens after this? Like, I want to know. I really do. So for me, I'll pick. You can play the first half. I'll play the second half. We'll just like do it together. Meta, what about you?
Oh my gosh, we are opposites in this regard. Like, I love like endings that leave me like, oh, I have so many more questions now than I had answers. Like, don't get me wrong, the story has to be crafted in a certain way to merit then having that kind of ending. Otherwise, I'll just be like, oh, this is just a cop out. But for the most part, like, I love things very open-ended and open to interpretation and like leaving me hanging with a mystery. I would definitely go with the first half of the game because I also just hate spoilers. Like, it is probably one of my biggest pet peeves. I get upset if people in my chat spoil something. Like, think about like a really, really popular franchise where it's been out for so long that everybody knows all the spoilers, like Star Wars or something like that. I still always think, like, what if there is somebody here who is like way younger and has not actually experienced this yet, and like the revelation of a certain moment is ruined for them because people just talk about it as if it's like common knowledge. I get very protective over that, like that experience of like having a story unfold for you for the first time. So I think like if I played the second half of a game, I would feel like I was kind of spoiling the game for myself if I ever wanted to go back and play the first part. But I think you've struck upon a really cool collab idea, because there are a lot of us, like I relate to what Cheap said, and I think a ton of streamers do, who start a game and then just never come back and finish it, and often get like trolled by our chats for that specific trait. I think it would be really fun to pair us up with like streamers who like to just see how things end and be like, you know what, yeah, like I play the first half, you play the second half, 2-part collab.
I actually see someone in chat say, I'd rather play the second half of games than having to deal with the tutorial nature of the first half and actually know how it ends. I think that if we do that collaboration, whoever goes second is going to be like, how do I attack? How do I walk in this game? Because I need tutorials. I do. I do not figure stuff out myself quickly unless it's like very straightforward. But that will be hard without the tutorial. Yeah, absolutely.
Heather, the collab could be called like Thrown into the Deep End. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
You interrupt me all you want. It's totally fine. Heather, if we are ever gonna do a collab, would you want to take the first or the second half? Oh no, did I mute again? No. Why do I keep doing that? I'm not even touching anything. 1 second, let me unmute you. I do not know why that happens. Okay, can you say something? No, you just muted. We're doing the same as what I did with Meadow earlier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
great. I don't know.
Got it.
I wonder if it's like a random setting for stream together, because the first time that I muted myself here to be like, oh, I'm going to take a drink of water, I'm going to mute myself, that it was like, the mod has turned off your mic. And I was like, what? No, I did that.
My.
So yeah, maybe it's a weird setting.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you're audible now. So which side will you take, the first or the second?
I'm actually going to take the second. I feel like most of the time, you can kind of glean what happened in the
Yes.
first half in the
Yes.
second half. You can kind of figure it out. And I like to see like the big reveals or the big endings. A lot of the like final boss battles are some of my favorite type of content in a game. And I am a kind of the opposite of what other people have said. I love finishing games. I hate leaving games unfinished on streams. It annoys me. Like, not that if I ever watched your stream, I'd be like, I can't believe you didn't finish this game. but more like, I just need to know how it ends. I want to know how it ends. Even if I'm not enjoying the game, sometimes I'll finish a game that I'm like kind of over, but just because I mean, I've spent 30 hours with this character. Now I just need to know.
But what about if it's a game that lasts months? So like if it is a 200-300 hour kind of game,
then I probably, if I'm not enjoying it, would like jump
Yeah,
off. But I have played like 120 hour games on stream before and finished them because I want to know how it ends. Although I've been enjoying them. Obviously, I wouldn't play a game for 125 hours looking at you, Persona 5, if I didn't love it.
I heard Persona 5 is like one of the best games ever made. I've not played it myself.
It is so good, but
Yeah.
it is a time investment. It's
I feel
amazing,
a lot of
though.
games are
it.
lately. Really.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
They're
give me the
getting
second
longer
half.
and
I'll
longer.
take the second half.
Yeah, me too. Me too. And then Siuni, which one do you
This
pick?
is so hard. But this is difficult because I think I would go with second half because again I would not be able to live with myself not knowing how it ends. But also some of my favorite games, they're my favorites because of how the story ends. And like usually the emotional bits or anything like that is at the end. So I would pick that just because of like a story standpoint. This is what I want to experience. But apart from stream, I do not finish game off stream.
No.
I don't know. I just cannot. I think last year I only finished one game off stream, and otherwise on stream I do finish them, but off stream I just my brain can just not focus. So I'm like, oh, I'm really into this game. Let me play that, and I'll play that for 10, 20 hours, and I'm like satisfied with that. Like I'm happy with it. So I'm like, oh, let me jump on to this new thing that I've been wanting to play. So I feel like as a person, I'm more a first half type of person, but I want to become a second half person.
I want to finish something for once in my life.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Actually, chat is also it's kind of 50-50. First half, second half. Everyone is very divided. But it would suck, honestly. It would suck if we had to play only half the game. You know, if we had to for the rest of our lives, right? Only play the first half. Oh, I'd be devastated if that was the case. But luckily we can finish what we want. But you said that you're playing offline as well, games.
Yeah, I like to. I think like it's important to have games that I play on my own time as well.
Okay.
So a lot of the time I'll play things that are not story based, where you can just jump on and off and like you don't have to actually like follow through. But sometimes there are games that I want to play offline. Like I played Resident Evil 4 last year, and I played that offline. And I actually finished that one. That's the one I finished. I really, really enjoyed it, and it was amazing. I always felt a little feel of not guilt, but always like, oh my god, I wish I had played that on stream because that would have been so funny to experience all of us together. But I do think it's important to sometimes have games for yourself that you can, experience.
I've actually been starting to do that as well because I had so much time off from streaming. I started to play games offline. But I have to agree that were these moments where I was like, oh, I wish I streamed this part. Oh, this is how I would have this is what I would have said if I was streaming this, and I missed it a little bit, and it was weird. So I can definitely relate to that. I'm not great at playing offline anymore because I just want this would have been so good to like see together for sure. So I don't know if I'll be doing that a lot. I also feel that there's not much time to do
it's tough
as a streamer because it takes time to like stream, especially to grow your stream. Because I'm kind of curious, how much time do you guys spend on average per week on your stream, on like growing your stream plus streaming plus like content creation? How much?
I'd say I probably spend around 10 hours every week trying to focus on ways that I can improve my stream.
Okay,
I
and
think
then
that's
you're
pretty.
so how long do you stream? How many hours do you stream per week?
I only currently can do 2 days a week. So I start Monday and Sunday at 10 a.m. and then I stream for as long as I can possibly stream. But I work a full-time job and I have 2 kiddos. So it's just like this really difficult balance of trying to add more time into it.
Oof, I can believe that. Yeah. And Heather, you were wanting to say
Yeah, I was
something?
just gonna say I agree. Like about 5 to 10 hours, probably. Like that includes like vertical editing videos to post
Mhm.
on socials, and networking and brainstorming and planning and
Mhm.
all that jazz.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, I'm like somewhere in that range as well. So I stream only 3 times a week, but for like 4 to 5 hours. So that's, let's say, 15 hours already there. And then there's obviously getting ready, and then like setting up your schedule for the week, things like that. Making like I will include like being in Discord as well. Kind of like
Mhm.
that takes some time. And then if I do edit that week or things like that. So yeah, like I would say probably up to 20 hours at least. Obviously, I feel like it varies from like what you have to do certain days or certain weeks, right? But I feel like that's a good starting point.
And Meadow, what about you?
I'm someone who is very, very bad at estimating time and having a sense of how long I've actually spent on things. Um, but honestly, it's endless between coordinating collabs, especially like, my Wednesday show easily takes a full work day just to like put together researching the guests and like preparing things technically. And all of the things that I'm still building, like, I gave you all like my like elevator pitch version of like, this is what I do. And you asked us to introduce ourselves. But like, I'm very happy, especially in a group of like fellow Women's Guild members and with so many streamers in chat, completely transparent about the fact that it's not where I want to be. Like trying to tell a serial story in a platform where people are used to very episodic content and come in for bite-sized chunks of time is and it's for whatever reason, particular nut that I feel excited about cracking. And so I'm like, very determinedly working at it, and it's where my creative energy wants to go. Um, but I also like I build virtual sets using green screen for all of my characters, and some of them are very fleshed out. Like if people have seen like my fairy world, and some of them are still works in progress. And there's always lore videos to shoot. There's always stuff to be building in the actual like audio visual art and collages of my OBS. My OBS collection has like each scene collection for each character has hundreds of scenes, although the character where people have seen the most of them is my fairy character.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it's just like, I think that what I'm doing with stream is, I think for most streamers, right, like just in general, we can all identify with like how huge the workload can be. And I'm so impressed at people who are managing their time in the ways that I'm hearing expressed in this group. And I want to learn from their way. And I think even just with trying to like grow your channel, like you were talking about, posting across multiple platforms, all the different things you could constantly be doing to like update your alerts or connect with more streamers or whatever it is for you that you want to focus on, all those things can end up easily making this like an 80+ hour a week job.
For
And
sure.
then I think like I'm coming at it from a particular angle or trying to do something very specific with it creates a whole different set of complication and extra workload. And for whatever reason, I decided to make it that much harder doing that. But yeah, it's hard to give you like an exact number of hours spent, especially when I do end up dropping hours due to all kinds of mental health things, which has been my biggest struggle with getting consistency going with stream. But even when I'm not streaming regularly, the number of hours I put in is easily like, get up and start working on stuff and work for 12 hours behind the scenes on things that might not be ready for months to come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is streaming your like currently your full-time occupation, so to say? Yeah. For and for anyone else as well, is it a full-time not for cheap. You said that you had a job as well next to it.
Yeah.
Heather, I see you nodding.
Yeah, streaming right now is my full-time job. However, I'm in a little bit of a unique situation because I started like my online content creator journey as an actress on a YouTube channel, actually. And so my full-time is actually more focused on running their Twitch channel. And my Twitch channel is like kind of my side gig, if that makes sense. So I'm in charge of 2 Twitch channels. So my main gig is the Channel Awesome, which is the YouTube channel that I work for, is they're running their Twitch channel.
I'm having some sound issues, by the way. My headset stopped working.
Oh no!
I can see your mouth moving, but it's not working. Let me see if I can quickly fix it. Can someone say something?
Hello?
That's a problem.
Hello. Test.
That is a
Oh,
problem.
no.
Test check.
Test.
It might be the head. The head earphones, maybe. Is it working now?
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, thank goodness. Okay,
Hello?
I have audio. Oh my god, that was unfortunate. It was actually, I thought it was the microwave, because I hear my husband making food in a microwave. I thought it was like interfering with it, because it was like for me for a while, and then it just stopped. But I think we're good now, maybe.
I think we are.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
that would have been a
Okay. Yeah, we
disaster
are.
if I
Okay.
could not hear you guys anymore. It's like, we're gonna play a game of charades instead. You guys are gonna. Oh my! All right, we're good. Good. I do not know what was just said in the end, but thank you so much for sharing.
Did chat hear?
Is Meadow glitching out?
The
Yeah.
metal was breaking for me a little, yes.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought it was my headset. Okay. Yeah, no, it's a bit robotic. Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is actually something that is very very normal for streamers, that it bugs out. And I feel especially in the Twitch Women Guild, I don't know why, I think there's like a little curse on like technical, because I have not seen anything go right with like anything, like, if it's Twitch Women hosting something, there's always something. And I'm like, who is behind that? All right.
They just know we're too powerful together, so they're like,
Yeah. For the next part, for the next question, I actually want you to look at a video with me.
Okay.
I hope it works out. It's about AI in gaming. So I'm going to be sharing my screen with you guys. There. Here. And then I'm going to click here for the chat to see it as well. All right. This game is called Vaudeville, and it's basically about fixing a murder mystery. And you need to talk to AI characters to figure out who did it. So let's look at this a little bit. I hope you guys have sound. If not, you need to unmute my stream for a little bit.
In this game, I have to play it using my voice to investigate 3 murders in a very strange town. The twist is that all of the characters are AI, so they'll hear what I say and then talk back to me, so I can say literally anything as I search for clues. I even ended up convincing one of them that I was real-life Ryan Gosling. Please be sure to hit that like and subscribe if you like
All
seeing
right.
new and interesting
So that was a
games.
quick introduction. I'm going to go forward a little bit randomly into the game so you can see a little bit of
Shoot
gameplay as
mine
well.
clean off for the last 15 minutes, talking some nonsense about... To be honest, I feel for you. I feel like that was me in the previous conversation, and I'd like to apologize for being so weird.
It's all right, Martini. I know you're just trying to do your job.
God, I've missed you, Chief Gretzky.
Martini, let's just focus on the case. We've got a killer on the loose and a city to protect.
Okay,
You're right.
It
Where
sounds
should we go
sounds a
next?
little bit creepy. It's clear that it's a robot voice going on right there, but how do you guys feel about this? About that we can actually like having real conversations with AI to game to fix a murder, for example. Did I mute you all again?
No, I don't think
No,
so.
I think
Okay, we're having issues today. Cheap, you were saying something, but you might be muted. I'm gonna unmute you. Don't click anything.
Oh, I'm clicking
there we go.
anything.
There we go.
Am I muted?
Yeah, you're back.
I don't think I can hear you, Cheap.
Okay. Personally, I think that's really cool, though I already like murder mysteries. Like I do a little series called Detective Cheap where I like try to figure different things out. Like I love puzzles.
Uh-oh. It really is bugging here.
Uh-oh.
today.
Yeah. Maybe it is connectivity.
The AI is listening.
They know. Yeah,
Oh,
we just
no.
they know now.
They know. I'm gonna just go to the question while we wait for Cheap to come back. The next question is about AI, and the question is: would you rather have an AI take over your stream and nobody will notice? So like you're still making the money, you're still having your community think that it's you, but they take over and you can just sit back and relax and do whatever you want, or keep streaming yourself and put in the hard work. Which one
I'm
would
back.
you rather? Welcome back.
Yay,
Yeah, sorry
you're
about that. And for chat, the question is going to be a little bit different because I do not know how many of you are actually streamers. So would you rather, chat, have an AI take over your job, or would you rather work yourself? Okay. I'm going to start with Heather. Heather, would you rather have an AI take over your stream but nobody knows, or do you want to keep streaming?
I want to keep streaming. I think that's an easy one for me personally. I feel like part of streaming is having that connectivity between you and the community. If people just wanted to watch you play a game, they just watch a YouTube video of someone playing it. Like the interactive element of a live stream is what makes it appealing versus just like watching a TV show or just watching someone do it on YouTube. And I don't think an AI would recreate faithfully that type of interaction. Like there's something just innately human about that. So I say absolutely I would just keep doing it myself. There's like ways you can use certain things now. Like I have a lot of thoughts about this, so I don't want to go too far, like too hard. I feel like a lot of times when people use the word AI, it's kind of a misnomer. You're talking more about machine learning sometimes than you are about artificial intelligence, and there's obviously sometimes people use AI as a way to refer to just automating things. Like they'll be like, "Oh, I used AI to cut this into a vertical format." Like, no, it's just automated. It's just sensing. It's not an AI. So I don't want to get too deep into that. You can use things like that as a tool, but I think ultimately to replace me as a streamer, nah. I want to be here. I want to be interacting.
And what if you could have the AI do some of your streams, and then if you feel like it, you stream? Would you be okay with that, or would you still be like, no, I want to do it myself?
I want to do it myself. If AI is going to do anything, AI can take over my TikTok and my Instagram. They can do all that stuff that I don't necessarily want to do.
Fair enough. Fair enough. What about you, Meadow?
Okay, hopefully things are working again now.
Okay. Welcome back.
I blame Stream Together.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Never again.
No, definitely again. The devs are wonderful, but yeah, definitely it's still in beta. I really loved everything that Heather just said, and I totally agree. I mean, the thing is that at least at this stage, AI cannot actually create anything original. It can only replicate and like piece together things that it has already seen. And so no matter how good a job it could do, I think that, from what I've described about what I'm trying to build with my channel, I want to do things that are highly original, and even without my particular plotline for my channel, like what I enjoy about watching each of the people who are in this call with me right now, like the reason I'm honored to be here with this particular group of people is that each of them has this really like unique and dynamic and engaging personality. And I really do not believe that with where the technology currently stands, that AI could ever possibly replicate that. That being said, because of the things that I do with a story that's based in a multiverse, it would be very interesting to me if I could somehow make use of AI to improve on effects. Like I do things like pre-recording one character so that I can have them appear simultaneously to another character. I tried to do something on New Year's Eve that was incredibly scuffed and that I'm still feeling like embarrassed and like just like hung up about, because
Actually,
like
I was there. I'm going to interrupt you right here because I was there and it was actually really good. Excuse you. Don't even
Gatiana was
start.
definitely one of the highlights of it.
Thank you.
But yeah, like, you know, certainly if I could have had, you know, what I was trying to do, you know, since we're fully like breaking fourth wall here, was have a situation where one meadow was seen on screen right before I came back as the next meadow. And if I could have AI somehow help me with those kinds of effects, that would be very exciting to me.
I think that would be so crazy to talk to yourself. If you could have like an AI version of yourself in your stream, that would be so weird. But I kind of also want to do it. I think that would be so cool as well. Then you get to learn, then you get to know yourself really well if you start talking to yourself and they answer the way that they think you would answer. Ooh, I kind of want to do that.
But then you could be like, show me your hands, and they would be all weird.
Yeah, they'd have like 7 fingers or something. Yes, I'm aware. I am aware. And what about you, Chim? Would you want to stream yourself, or would you want to have an AI take over?
I don't think I could have said it better than they did. My favorite thing about streaming is the chat interaction and being able to have a conversation with everyone. So I would definitely want to continue to stream as myself, but it would be nice to utilize an AI to do something cool. So I definitely agree with both of them.
All right. My brain's like, when I had the technical issues, my brain just stopped working. I forgot who I had asked the question yet. Sione, have I asked you the question yet? I don't think so right now.
But I feel like they've said it perfectly. Like the whole thing about streaming, and also why I love it is the interaction with everyone. So I don't think I want to replace that, because then I would just be like, what, you know, I would miss it so much. I'm sure there's some cool thing you can do, but yeah.
I would actually like AI to take over my stream one day and just sit in chat and look and just see if people notice it. Like if it would be like really good AI, not like hello, my name is Ariane, but if it was actually looking real, I kind of want to see it. I want to see it. I would grab popcorn and just see it. Because I like love doing experiment. Yeah, I love doing things like that. Like one day as well, I pre-recorded myself starting my stream, and I usually get like a sub or two in the start of the stream, or like a gift sub. And it was like, gift sub is something that happens really like often in the start of my stream, so I added that too. Like, hey, thank you so much for gifting us up. I really appreciate it. Give me a heart in the chat for the gifts up. Thank you so much. How are you doing? Oh, hi. And then it's just like, hi, Glenn Force. Hi, Angelo. Just like putting people that are usually there in the start and just like greeting them and stuff. And that went on for like multiple minutes. And then all of a sudden I was like, so you thought this was live, right? And it's just like, nope, this is pre-recorded. And then it would like cut to me. That was one of the most fun things that I've done on my stream, because it really worked and nobody noticed. It really worked. It was perfect. And I would love an AI to do the same, to just take over and just, you know, have me sit back and see if people notice. I want to see. And help me out as well, you know, like with editing stuff. That would be nice. We could just be like, hey, something funny happened in stream. Could you make it into a TikTok? Thank you. That would be nice too, for sure. But I would miss streaming. I would have it, because as I said, I've said this multiple times already today, I have been offline for a really long time. And even though I needed it, I would have wanted to be going back online, because it's definitely something that I do for fun, even though it's my job as well. I would not want a different job because I like doing it. For sure. Chat disagreeing as well, even though like some of them are streamers, because I saw already a few people that were also from the TWG Guild. Welcome. But also people that are not streamers. So the question for them was, would you rather have an AI take over your job or work yourself? And actually 85% still wants to work. I did not expect that. I really thought that a lot of people were like, I don't want to work anymore. Let someone else do it for me. But I guess I'm wrong. Guess I underestimated or overestimated that. So someone's asking, what if I make AI my assistant? I mean, it's not yeah. I don't know. How do you guys feel about that? Having like an AI be your assistant, like making tweets and stuff like that? Because I personally think it's charming that you make the tweets yourself and stuff like, because I once had a guest here on stream who actually had someone do their tweets for them without like it being obvious. And as they were live as a guest in my show, they were tweeting, they were replying to other people in tweets, and turned out they had someone do that for them. But like that's great. It's like, lots of people do that, especially like people that are a little bit bigger probably, have people do that for them. But for me, I would miss the personal like connection, because if I tweet something and someone replies to me, I get like happy feelings. I'm like, they talked to me. And then if I then later find out, oh, that wasn't me, that was just an assistant, I'd be like, I thought we were friends. I feel a little bit weird about that. What about you guys?
Yeah, I feel like that would be like, obviously that could be super useful, right? To like take off your play or just have like someone help you manage time. But yeah, I feel like the personal touch would be, especially if it's like replying to someone or having a conversation with someone, I feel like you would either you would need to disclose it. So like the person you're chatting with knows, otherwise it's just a bit weird.
Because for a company, it makes sense, but for a person,
Yeah,
because
I feel like maybe if it was like for scheduled content, like things that you just put out there, maybe, but like for conversation, I feel like it would still have to be you.
Yeah, I feel the same. All right. Does anyone want to add something about AI before we move on? Or have we said what we wanted to say? I'm kind of curious. Would you guys play a game that was like AI based, so you had to talk? Like the one that we just watched, the trailer?
I think it would really depend. Like personally, I'm surrounded by a lot of creatives. Like my husband is a professional artist and I'm surrounded by a lot of creatives in my life. So like I would not want to play a game that like used a AI generated art instead of hiring a real artist, or I wouldn't necessarily want to play a game that replaces voice actors, like some of my dear friends are voice actors, with just some kind of AI Jessie voice that you hear on TikTok. I already find it weird sometimes when I get some of those ads where it's that obviously generated like TikTok voice that they have over it. There's so much creativity that you lose in that process. But again, like I said at the beginning of this whole section here, I think sometimes people use AI as a general blanket to cover things that are just machine learning or some kind of assistive technology. So, I mean, if it has some kind of fun, interesting assistive technologies, that might be cool. Like it taking the idea of the game that we saw, where maybe instead of it being an AI voice, they have the voice actors record thousands of lines and it's in a data bank and it can recognize what you've said and pick an appropriate voice acted line from that data bank to then apply to the game, kind of a thing. Like I think I'd be more intrigued by that than listening to a robot respond to me, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because the video that we were watching, that was very robot like it was a little bit uncanny and uncomfortable, but I do think the idea is really cool to be able, because I would be so immersed if I could say whatever. I'd be so immersed for sure. But maybe not a robot voice, but you have these things that you can have AI, or I don't know if it's AI or machine learning what I'm gonna say, but like right, like that you record yourself saying something and then from that you can have your voice be part of like a computer, you know, like there's people that have text to speech like that. If they did something like that, that the voice actors say a sentence and then through that you can play these kind of games, would that be like something that you would enjoy doing then, or would that still be too much like robot?
For me personally, that's an interesting idea, as long as, like, again, I don't want to get too into the weeds, as long as the voice actor has consented to their voice being used in that manner.
Yeah.
And maybe having some kind of groundwork and ground rules and boundaries as to what that voice actor is comfortable with their voice portraying and saying. Like, it's an interesting idea, but I would want to know, like, if I'm acting within that game, that like my character isn't going to be swearing, or my character would not say these types of sentences, or would not be able to generate my voice saying this kind of sentence that I wholeheartedly disagree with.
That's a good point, actually. I didn't realize that, because they could actually make you say really weird things. Yeah. Yeah. I'd be like, that's also something that I for example, with Baldur's Gate 3, I would be so uncomfortable, because this reminds me of that there's like sex scenes in that, right? And I'd be like so uncomfortable if I was a voice actor and I would walk into someone's stream and just see the Twitch streamer like have intercourse with me and then just like talk about that and do that. I'd be like so uncomfortable. I'd be so uncomfortable, because it's one thing for people to watch you do it, and then there's in games people doing it. You know what I mean? I would be so uncomfortable with that, for sure. Meadow. Oh no! I'm so sorry. Why does this keep happening? Okay, can you say something? I just keep unmuting you over and over again.
Yes?
Yes, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
My gosh.
Oh, I just wanted to chime in on that last point, because I'm an actor, and I really think that like depicting scenes of intimacy is not that much different. Like, it may feel like people are more engaged in it, like they're taking on the role of having that interaction with you, if you were portraying a character in a game with your voice, and then people have that option, like in Baldur's Gate 3, to get intimate with your character. But I actually don't think that it's like much different like in a play or a film when you're depicting a scene of intimacy, because there's still a huge element going on there of like the audience projecting themselves onto you and having whatever experience they want to follow through the course of a play or a film, by identifying with a particular character. So it's not that huge a leap, and in a way it actually feels a step more detached, because you have an animated figure, or like, you know, same as if you're doing like a puppet show or something that is acting in your place instead of it actually being your physical form.
That makes sense. Yeah, because you can is your IDBM is public, right?
It is. There's complications there I can tell you about like off stream, so there's not
Okay.
a lot to see on it. But yeah.
No, but what you can see on that? Can we talk about that?
Oh, sure. Like
Okay.
my reel. Yeah.
Yeah, because I've actually watched your reel, and there is a scene where you are kissing someone.
That's
Right?
true.
Was that uncomfortable, or was that something that you're like, okay, and that is a part of the job, it's fine?
No, not at all. I mean, like, I was in character for that scene, so I was getting to have the experience of finally kissing someone. Like, for anyone who hasn't seen it, and it's funny because the actor in it is actually also a streamer, a streamer friend who got me to start streaming that I met through acting.
Oh.
But my first scene on this reel was actually a really big deal to me, because it was the first time that I was remaking my promotional materials and really said, okay, instead of just playing into the types I'm always told that I should play or that are marketable for me, even if I keep an element of that in there out of practicality, like, what do I actually believe in? What kind of stories do I want to tell? And one of the things I'm really passionate about is queer representation in stories that are completely wholesome and like not at all edgy. So I took like I get a lot of feedback that like, oh, you should be like the love interest in like a Hallmark story or something. You seem so wholesome. So I was like, okay, cool. Let's have that totally wholesome vibe. Let's have it be gamer girls, because I want to bring like my interest in my world into this. And they're going to come out to each other in this scene, and have this moment of connecting when they haven't revealed to each other that this was possible. So that's what the first scene of my reel is. And that was, really lovely to get to play. Just like with anything that involves intimacy, you take certain like little incremental steps with the person that you're working with in a really safe way of being like, okay, ideally you do this with an intimacy coach, but even if you're just working with a friend like I did, I'm going to put a hand on your knee. Is that okay? And like, build up comfort to a point where you're, very clear and have full consent about what it is that you're going to depict in the scene. And then, yeah, when we actually did it, I was just in the moment with her and so happy as this character that I was embodying that the way we had planned the story is that I was already out, but she was not. And so I didn't know that this was even an option. And it was like, it was the most wholesome moment of shooting that whole reel because it was just beautiful to like get to experience that.
I love that. Okay, thank you for sharing that. I find that very, very interesting to see as well. It was very, I like the reel. Can we post your can you plug it here if you're comfortable with that so people can see it, because then they can see what we're doing. Hallmark movie starring Meadow. I'd watch that too for sure. I would watch that too. You do have a little bit the face of it. You do have the face of it. Yeah. Cheap and Suni and Heather, would you be comfortable doing like an intimate scene as well, you think? This is really random question out there. It's really random. I'm just curious.
Yeah,
Is that something you would do?
I mean, I guess I feel like it depends if you're like, yeah, if you're an actor or an actress and it's part of your job, I guess this is just the job. And then, yeah, you're in character and this is like different because this is what you're doing. I feel like outside of that, probably no. But yes, if it's your job, then I feel like it makes sense, right? Like it's part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're in character too, so.
Would you guys go into acting? Would that be something you're interested in?
Yeah. I mean, I studied acting in college as my minor. I did like a double major of elementary education. I minored in theater. So I do have experience acting and like doing not like anything beyond kissing in a play on stage, but I think it really depends on the context, as long as everyone is consenting, like Meadow was talking about, and comfortable. And a lot of times if you're in the character and in that moment, it doesn't even it's not I don't want to say like not a big deal, but like it is something that kind of just comes with a job.
Yeah. Interesting. So have you been acting as well then, Heather, or have you just studied it?
I have done mostly stuff on YouTube with the channel that I work for, Channel Awesome. I did do some on stage work as well, but it's not really my focus right now.
Okay, interesting. I've always wanted to get into acting, but I became a Twitch streamer instead. It kind of just happened, and now I'm stuck at being a Twitch streamer, and I love it, and I wouldn't want it any other way. But this is definitely not what I saw myself like years ago. I had no clue I was going to be a Twitch streamer. I don't know if you guys have that as well, that you're just, was this something that you wanted to do for a really long time, and was it something you chose, or did it kind of just, you went live and you kind of just stuck?
For me, I started off on YouTube, and it was after I had moved across the country. So I didn't have any friends where I lived, and was like, I was just going to go online and I'm going to make some friends, with similar interests. And I fell into Twitch when I started fundraising for St. Jude Children's Hospital. So after that first initial stream fundraising for the kids, I just fell in love with the chat interaction, and I've never gone back.
I love that. And what about you, Siunu?
Yeah, I didn't think this is something I was going to do. I actually before all that, I was actually working with actors. I was working in a management company, like helping actors get jobs and things like that. And so I would not be an actor. I loved working with them, but I know it's not for me. But I never thought that I would be streaming at all. But then when I started it, I just kind of fell in love with it, and I'm like, I love it so much that I wanna. This is it. Like I feel like it kind of like just found me as I found it at the same time. It's just like, yeah, it was not something I expected I would be enjoying at all. And now I'm like, I don't want it to stop.
It's like you were not expected to ever be in front of a camera. You're like, I'm in the back.
No.
I'm in the back doing the background things. Also, talking
I
about
was
background
like-
things. Chief, is your tree
I
okay?
know.
I just saw that's happening.
It's my cat. He's just climbing in the tree.
Oh my lord! the
She's
whole
out
tree
now.
was
She's out
shaking.
now.
Oh, cute! I love cats. Okay. For the next Would You Rather question, we're gonna be watching something again. I hope that I'm not muting anyone by accident when I go into this, but I'm gonna be sharing my screen. You probably already seen it, but this is the footage of Paris, and this was this year, like New Year's Eve. And you see basically counting down 10 seconds to midnight, and this is what it looked like in Paris. It's just mobile phones. Nobody's moving, nobody's dancing, nobody's celebrating, they're just filming. They're just filming. So this went viral for all the wrong reasons. But this is what you see a lot, and this is also what you see when there's like concerts and stuff like that. People just being on their phone filming it rather than actually looking at it and like enjoying it. And it was that, I don't know if it's in this video, but there was also the cameraman zooming in on a couple kissing, which is like normal for New Year's Eve, right? They're just like, but as they were doing that, the man was still like it was just like Happy New Year and filming like the fireworks like in the background. It was I don't think that's in this video, but we're living in a time where everyone's on their phone. So the next question for you guys is, would you rather only be able to see the world through your phone for the rest of your life, or never be on your phone ever again? That's my question for you guys. Whoever wants to answer first.
That's super easy for me. I'd rather just never be on my phone again.
Ever? But you're also not allowed to make phone calls or navigation. TikTok.
I guess I'll get lost a lot.
Oh, no.
I've been trying to step away from my phone anyways, so I feel like it would be easy for me to just cold turkey and just never use it again. Like I'm a very live in the moment person. Like I didn't even notice the cell phones until you mentioned them. I was looking at the fireworks. I was like, wow, they're so beautiful. And then you were like, there's so many cell phones. And I'm like, wait, she's right. There's so many cell phones.
Yeah.
So I would gladly put my phone down and just never touch it again.
Okay. Meadow, I see you nodding.
She's muted again.
Yeah.
I know. I think like every time you mute yourself, you cannot unmute yourself. I think that's what's happening here. Could that be it, Meadow?
Oh, okay. Possibly, but it's happened a couple times when I did not mute myself.
Oh, that's
so
weird.
I actually sidebarred and went to the Stream Together Discord and was like, I'm on this thing and I'm having this problem. But anyway, very short answer for me. Super easy. Shot straight up. Never be on my phone again. Done.
Okay. Are you often on your phone? Or are you already not really
yeah,
on your
I
phone?
would say so.
Yeah. But like, how would you go about your day? I feel like a mobile phone is so needed now to stay up to date with like people. Me and my family is really far away. I would never be able to speak to them again. They will not be able to see my daughter anymore because we are video calling every single day. I feel that it's almost impossible. I think I would watch through my phone. I'd rather be like have my phone just like glued to, like, wear glasses with a phone on it or something and just use that as a camera than to never be able to have a phone anymore, because I wouldn't really know what to do. I mean, I guess you could be on your computer still.
Right, I was gonna say an important, I feel like,
that's what I was-
caveat
Yeah.
of this is like, does my computer still exist?
Okay,
'Cause
so
if my
let's say your
still
computer
exists-
is allowed, but no laptop, so nothing like portable.
Okay.
Same answer.
Same answer.
Yeah.
Heather
I
as
would
well.
go with the same.
Yeah?
I would also go with like, not my, because I love to travel, and I feel like, and I obviously love taking photos and things like that, but like, it's so important to also just see it with your own
Yeah.
eyes and experiencing it. Like, there's just the beauty in that, right? And so I feel like I would just want to know. I would have a tough time, let's be honest, going off my phone. But yes.
I actually I have to admit something. So I have a baby now, and really often she does something fun, but instead of that I actually enjoying it, I take out my camera and I film it and I'm sharing it with my family. And I was reflecting on that, and I'm just like, it would probably be more fun to enjoy for her as well, for my daughter as well, that if I didn't do that. But at the same time, I'm someone who wants to share everything, and I think that's why I do it. But I think as a society we do it too much. Like if everyone is especially with stuff like fireworks, because with my baby I kind of understand it still, because if she's make super cute like gooing sounds or whatever, I want to see that again in the future. I like sometimes on my phone just looking at the videos and I'm having the best time. But stuff like concerts and this fireworks show, for example, I would want to put my phone away for that, because it is, people are filming it, someone's gonna film it. It doesn't have to be everyone, right? But then I saw someone, because I'm on TikTok a lot, and I saw someone on TikTok talk about this as well, and they said, yes, you have like people filming the concert, but nobody is filming you experiencing the content, the concert. So you will be able to see it back on your own phone because you were there. That was your perspective, and that was how you enjoyed it. So you can enjoy it better again. And what do you guys feel about that? Can you understand that?
Yeah. Yes. Sorry. I took a second to process, and then I was like, processing, done. Okay. I think that's part of, this is going to be, I don't know, maybe a weird thing to say, but I think that's part of the fun thing about having like a partner in life. Like, so my husband and I just went to my first Lollapalooza. I don't know if anyone knows what that is. It's a big show in Chicago.
Oh,
It's like
okay.
a huge festival of music in Chicago. And I'm a big Billie Eilish fan, and she headlined this year. So we went to the concert. And I tried not to take my phone out that often, but I didn't realize there were times when my husband was filming me watching the concert. And then afterwards he showed me that, and I was like, I just had to record it because you were just glowing and you were gushing. And like, I just thought that was really nice to be like, in this beautiful moment, what he found the most beautiful was my reaction to it. And like me being there, like being present for it. So like, I think that was just kind of a testament to put your phone down and enjoy what you're doing in the moment, because for someone else, you enjoying that moment may be the moment.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
That's beautiful.
That was wholesome. Yeah, but I think that's true. I think it is important. But yeah, reliving the moment of like recording something and then reliving the moment yourself again later, it has value. But also at the same time, how often do you really do that? How often have you been somewhere and you recorded it and you actually watch that video again later?
It's interesting though, because I think, so I'm very much on the side of like, I hate people's phones being out at concerts. There's all kinds of things about the culture of people constantly filming that really bothers me. I also have some very like, I don't really care if they're uppity like notions about etiquette, like during someone's performance, and what has happened with phones it completely flies in the face of that for me. So it irks me in that sense. But there is an experience that we have, right? Like if I go for a walk and along my way, I stop and actually take photographs of things that I see, even if I never look back at those photographs, the act of observing through that lens alters my experience of the walk and the way in which I'm seeing in a way that is not entirely negative. So I guess I'm playing devil's advocate to myself and the thoughts I've been having during this conversation. Like overall, I feel like we are much more present and in the moment when we're not putting a device in between us and that experience or worrying about capturing it. But I do think that there's an argument to be made for how the actual act of capturing the moment, watching the concert in terms of where you're pointing your phone at that moment, or the satisfaction you're deriving from knowing that you're creating that video, could potentially enhance it or be healthy for you.
Mm-hmm. Suni,
But in the spirit of would you rather, I would throw the phone away.
what about you, Suni? Phone or no?
No, so it's weird. So when I go to concert, I usually do not use my phone, but I'll say 90% of the time of the concert, I don't use my phone because I want to be in the moment, but I still find myself recording some moments. And that might be, for example, one of my favorite songs or something like that. And I won't record the whole song, but I maybe will record like 30 seconds. And not like to post for other people, but more like for me to have the thing. So let's be honest, I don't really listen back to it. So, and maybe I don't need to do it, but sometimes I do like go back to it, and just having this even like 30 seconds of like, yeah, I was there and this was when they played my favorite song. It just means something.
Yeah.
So I understand people filming it, and wanting to record, but I think you need to find a balance where you're not like spending the whole concert or whatever it is you're watching, the whole thing on it, because it just takes away from the experience that you're getting there,
Yeah. But I wanna say something that just pops in my head right now. There's something that I find really, really annoying, and that is someone videoing with a phone. A really nice moment. Let it say a birthday party or a proposal or even a wedding or whatever. And then seeing someone else in the camera frame doing the same thing. I find that so annoying to see someone film with the phone. I'm all for having the video of it being recorded, but to see someone else do it at the same time, I do not like that. I find that very disturbing. Yeah, go for it.
My aunt brought her iPad to my wedding, and she spent the whole wedding holding her iPad over her head, recording things. There's a couple of photos from my photographer that just my aunt with her iPad.
That's so big as well.
So big.
We had a static camera for our wedding. It's just like, actually we had this camera that I'm using right now for our wedding, just in the background. And I asked my sister, who is into photography and stuff like that, to film a little bit as well of the actual ceremony of my wedding. And the first thing you see in the camera is just me and my dad walking down the aisle, right? Really nice. And then my sister gets to the point, and my mother-in-law is actually sitting in front of her, and you see her go like, oh shoot, and just like duck away because she was filming as well. But that was actually one of my favorite videos of the whole day, the one that she made, because you see her like watch me and my dad just like go, and then realize that she's in someone's shot, and then you see the frame go like to the floor, and you just see the lake and the floor, and that's it. And that's the video I watch over and over again because I find it so funny. But honestly, I can also imagine that having that being like an iPad this big over someone's head the whole time, it's not funny anymore. It might not be funny anymore. I get that, especially with an iPad. What? Yeah. Was it at least good videos? Like, did you see them?
No, this was 2016, so the iPad was big and the videos weren't great.
Oh no. Oh, that is painful. Yeah. Let's say we can agree that it needs to be balanced. Right, the whole recording stuff. Yeah, absolutely. I'm quickly looking at chat, and chat said with 77%, so almost 80%, said I will never want to have a phone ever again. I am shocked. I did not expect that. I thought I would almost rather just look through phones. I'm actually kind of curious. Can everyone who voted one do it again? Just put another one in chat. I kind of want to see, because I have a feeling there might be a lot of streamers that are like, I need my phone. Yeah. I might need to be on my phone. I don't know. Also,
have you seen WALL-E? Sorry, go ahead, Heather.
Me? No.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I love WALL-E, so please.
I was just wondering if you've seen it.
I think I did. Like I have.
That's the
but I
visual that
don't
comes to
remem-
mind for me is, yeah.
Yeah, I have
Heather
seen
knows.
it, but I don't remember it that well anymore. It was a long time ago. And my brain is bad.
Basically, there are people in it who've become unaware of what situation is actually happening on the planet because they're experiencing everything through their screens. And I think it is a good thing to bring up that, like, there's an element of control that can happen from an outside force when our perception is being limited to looking at things on a device.
Ooh, that's deep. I like that. But that's also dangerous, yeah. Especially with like AI and everything making everything so easily fake, you know? There's like people that say stuff that have never said it before. There's like deep fakes going on. You don't know. You don't know. A lot of streamers in the chat that I know are streamers are actually saying, nope, I'm fine. I will never want my phone ever again. Wow. Okay. I didn't expect that. I would rather walk around like this all day long. I will look at you guys like this. Can you get used to this? Because I would want to be on my phone. But I think that's also because I have a family that's far away. So maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
But that being
Yes, I feel like
said,
convenience.
if everyone was like, if this was a world thing and a lot of people would stop being on their phone and it wouldn't be such a thing that is expected anymore, I think I'd be fine without a phone as well. Because I think right now you need to be available.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, if we all went off.
Yeah, if we just all
Then,
went
you
off,
know.
we're just going back and we're just going to talk to our neighbors again, you know?
Yes, please.
Yes, please. So I said, with my ADHD, no phone is way better for my concentration. I can imagine that. Meadow, do you feel the same about like that? Are you like feeling that your phone is bothering your concentration sometimes?
Oh, sure. I mean, I think that's true for everyone, like neurodivergent or not. And I do also think, though, that I have certain ways that I have learned to use my phone as a distraction tool. Anyone here from my community knows, because I talk about it openly and shared in my Discord, last night I had an autistic meltdown. One of the things that I do when I'm just in that space of like all the lights off, trying to just like get myself okay again, is like I have certain things on my phone that are like my, okay, we've had a meltdown, let's recover kit, like the playlist that I go to of really, really calm sounds, certain things that I look at to just distract my mind. So, you know, like your phone is a tool or a hindrance depending on how you're using it or what the context is, I think.
Yeah, that's a good view on that for sure. But we can all be without phones. I think we can do it because we could just put a CD in a CD player. We could watch fish in an aquarium. We got this. No, I'm kidding. I think that's the thing. Like once you have it, it's hard to get back. You know, once it's like moving from a small cute apartment that is amazing to like a big villa, and then a year later have to go back to that small apartment. You don't want to be in that small apartment anymore, even though you know it might have been easier because you didn't have to clean so much. You know. All right, let's go back to gaming again because we're all gamers, and I want to go back to gaming question. And this is about you as a gamer. Okay. So my question to you is, would you rather be a pro gamer known for your skills or a beloved streamer known for your personality? What do you
I'd rather
find
be
more important?
known for my personality for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not super great at video games. I rage a lot. But I mean, I think that's half the fun, you know? But I much rather people know me for my personality and want to come and hang out in my community for my personality and not my skills.
Mm-hmm. Do you all agree? Because I feel this is a really, really easy one, but let me change it. Let me tweak it a little bit. Would you rather be a big streamer that is really good at gaming and you're known for that? And your community is like, they're watching you a lot, but they're not really connecting you on a personal level? Or be a very small streamer, but your community is watching for your personality?
I think it's still personality.
Personality,
Yeah, it's still personality. I would rather have people be there for me and the person that I am, and be talking to an audience of 6 than talking to an audience of 60,000, or not talking to an audience of 60,000, but getting the most cracked Fortnite headshots. Like I don't know.
I'm actually going to be the odd one out. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
Sorry. No. You started to say the interaction. I want to know how the sentence ends.
Yeah. The interaction is a big part of being a live streamer, like we said already, versus just watching a really good gamer on YouTube or something. So I feel like since that is such a big part of live streaming and live streaming content, I don't think I'd want that element to go to the wayside.
Meadow, I'm really curious to see what your opinion here is.
Yeah, I mean, I think the question changed for me as soon as you scaled it, right? Like if I could have that audience of 60,000 watching me be really cracked at a game, I would absolutely choose that over having my small community, people from my community who are here, who connect with me for who I am or my personality over my game skills, which I want to be careful of too, because like being extremely skilled at a game is still an aspect of who you are. Like I don't want to take that away from people who are known specifically for gaming, regardless of what their size is. In my thinking here is this: if I had that kind of a platform, if I was known on that kind of scale, there is so much more I can do. Like I appreciate ripple effects, and I'm really glad for whatever small way that I can do my part. But I think every single streamer here, from what I know about you or have observed in like Women's Guild interactions or your streams, we all have platforms that are really important to us. Like for me, like part of the reason I've casually dropped things that people don't always share about their mental health in this conversation is that's an important part of how I show up as a streamer on my own channel and in my own community, because destigmatizing mental health is a big part of what I want to do with being seen on stream and online. I could do so much more with that if a ton of people want to show up to watch me play a game. And like, yeah, that might mean that then my streams lose the component that I love of like artistic expression or connecting on a really personal level with my chat. I think that we all would still find those artistic outlets or ways of expressing our personality or connecting with members of our community elsewhere, even if they would look very different from how they look for us now. And I just think that like the trade-off is way too valuable. I mean, even in general too, like from an artistic point of view, I've been working on a screenplay for years. I would love to finance that and shoot it and put a bunch of people whom I admire in it and give opportunities to people I would love to see getting opportunities to work on something creative. I have so much more capacity to do that kind of thing as a big streamer than I do as a small streamer. So if I could have that kind of influence, I think like what content got me there would become kind of besides the point.
I see someone in chat saying if you're a skilled streamer, you might also be expected to perform at top performance at all times. Because I can imagine that if you are known because you're so skilled in the game, that if you make a mistake, people are gonna be like trashing it. And there are gonna be videos of you on YouTube where people are like, this is why Meadow is so bad actually at the game. Because you know when you're really big as a pro gamer, and you know people are gonna nitpick everything you're doing, is that something that you would still be comfortable with, or are you like, yeah, you're like, bring it, I've got elephant skin? Sione, what about you? If you could pick?
I mean, I think like obviously I resonate with what Meadow said as well. Like you could do so much with the platform that you have, like even if it was like charity or things like that, like you could do so much. But I know that for me, like the whole experience of streaming is to be interacting with people, and I want there to be there because they enjoy hanging out with me and things like that. So I feel like some of my funniest moment in the stream is because I can't do something in the game, and that's how it stems from. Like I have some clips of myself literally just be like having a big moment where I just can't even press a button, you know, like, and I think like it's just like the funniest thing. And I cherish that because that just makes the whole experience in game like amazing. So I would still pick that because that's why I'm streaming. But you can't like look away obviously from still like the benefit of having a big platform, what it could do, you know.
Excuse me, hello cat. Hello, Kat.
This actually proves that mute theory is wrong. I was able to mute myself because, this one just started knocking everything off the table and making noise. But she decided she needed to be in the stream. I'm sorry.
That's fine. I actually like having her on stream. This is a second cat. If Heather and Sione, can you bring your cats out now as well? Can we all have our cats in the background?
I don't have a cat.
I can try and go find one.
Oh, unfollow. No, just kidding.
Unfollow, no.
I'm pretty allergic to them, so
okay,
unfortunately they're not for me.
Oh no. Chad is also agreeing with you, Sione, personality over skills in his point. But again, it's different because a lot of chatters might not be streamers and they're like, growing doesn't matter that much. And then I think a personality over skills could be a good thing. I actually, because of what Meadow said, I'm going to go really quick through this one because there's another question that is a little bit related to what Meadow just said that I really want to mention. So the next question is, would you rather be a small streamer but a key figure in promoting diversity and inclusion in the gaming industry, or excel in streaming career where you exclusively focus on individual achievements? So be small streamer, but you're like very important to promoting diversity and inclusion in the gaming industry, or be a really big streamer, excel in it, but you're only focused on your own achievements.
I would say to go with the small streamer. However, I feel like I'm leaning towards that because there is the caveat on the end of it that you are promoting diversity and inclusion. You're a key figure in promoting diversity and inclusion in the gaming industry. So obviously, even being small, I'm still having that impact. I kind of see that reflected sometimes in gaming. Like some of these small indie games sometimes can still be key moments in promoting diversity and inclusion in gaming when they start small. So I think I'm leaning towards that, but just with keeping that being a key figure in promoting diversity and inclusion aspect of it.
Mm-hmm. And I kind of want to go to Meadow again for this one, because Meadow, you said earlier, like, if I'm big myself, I am already making a difference. Is that something that you would have here as well?
Well, here, the word that jumps out at me is career, and I want to know if you mean specifically a streaming career.
Yes.
I mean, in that case, then I'm still going to choose to be, like, I would make my stream very selfish then. Like, obviously, that's not my ideal, but we're playing a game of either or where I have to choose between them. So, like, I would think that having a career where I really excelled, if I was actually a very large and influential streamer, and my stream was really selfish and not a space where I brought my values into play, would give me opportunities on other platforms outside of streaming or in what I do as an artist to be able to be an advocate for diversity and inclusion in the gaming industry and for other things that I care about. So I feel like that's a little bit of a cheat of an answer, but basically, like, my short of it is, if there is any opportunity to be able to gain more ground in one arena in order to then be able to do the good I would like to do in another arena, I'm happy to have that trade-off.
Let me then make it harder for you. So either you're key figure in promoting diversity and inclusion, or excel in a career, doesn't have to be streaming, yourself, but you're not allowed to, like, make it about diversity on any other platform.
Oh, that's so hard.
But keep
you
in
come
mind,
back to me?
keep
You
in
just made it
mind.
impossible.
Keep in mind. I'll ask Sione first. But Sione, keep in mind that by being a woman in streaming or in whatever career it is you're doing, you are kind of, even if you're focused on yourself, you're kind of already making it a lot more diverse. What is that word I'm looking for?
Just diverse.
Diverse. Yeah. Thank you. Diverse.
You're welcome.
My brain just freaked out. But like, which
it's
one?
Okay. It's not like you're multilingual or anything.
Yeah, that is true. It's a very tough one because I think promoting diversity and inclusion is so important. Like, especially in, like, because I feel like we're still connected, but sometimes, even though we're still connected, like, we're not promoting it as much or, like, making sure that everybody is included as much. And so I feel like that's very important to me. And I don't think I would want to be the person that like doesn't show that I care about it, or like just don't care about it, if that makes sense. But it's so hard because obviously if I was at, I think we all want to have a successful career, be successful in what you do. But I still would have to go with promoting diversity, I think, because I don't think I would be able to like look at myself and be like, okay, I have this whole platform and I can't do anything with it.
But don't you
If I
think
could still do anything with it on the side, like Meadow said before, then yeah, we can cheat the the answer or like the question and just
It's not
pick
allowed.
that. But if
No
I
cheating.
absolutely can, yeah, if I absolutely can't,
Yeah.
then I think I would still want to go with promoting diversity.
But let's say
over-
that all 5 of us are picking the second option. So we're all gonna excel in our Twitch career. Okay, we're all gonna be like really big streamers, and we have a big income, and we are 5 women or femme presenting people that are in the top 10 of Twitch streamers. Would that not automatically already completely make the first part not needed anymore so much? Or what is your...
It would change the game for sure. Like seeing, women in the top streaming, especially like if we were 5 of us, that would definitely make a difference for sure. And that would, like, even if you were not actively promoting it, it would just on its own do it.
Yeah.
I think this is a very like complicated and very charged question. When you switched it to saying like in your entire career, like I have always been like an actor and filmmaker first and streamer second. And so if you actually are saying that like I could have the level of control over my acting career that someone has when they're in like, the top 0.07% of actors and filmmakers, that's very tempting fruit that you're dangling. And while I agree with you that like, yes, obviously just putting women in the top 100 streamers would be a huge step forward, or just in general, anyone non-cis male in the top 100 streamers, that's a huge step forward for diversity. I also really want to be like mindful of my privilege, right? Like I'm non-binary, and maybe like my presentation will shift over time as I'm able to do more with that awareness of who I am that I came into in the past year. But like I'm aware that I'm femme presenting and that gives me a certain privilege, right? And like I'm also a white person, and I'm aware that comes with a lot of privilege. I'm probably not aware of the extent of it. Like it's a constant process of trying to learn. And so to like, it feels like it's very complex, and like it would be like overly simplistic of me to just think like, well, my win just because I happen to be like a non-cis male getting into this position is totally enough if I don't turn around and then share that with somebody else. Like on the other hand, it all feels very difficult to like tease out from each other, because say that I did have that level of control over my career as an actor, the films that I would make and the stories that I would tell would automatically be in support of things that I believe in and values that I want to put out there and representation that I want to see in the industry. And so like basically in almost every scenario of this, I would go with the thing that gives me more power and more influence, because there's still some kind of wiggle room that I see in order to be doing good or standing up for what I believe in. But if you make it into a real just like devil's bargain, where it's like you can have like, riches, wealth, fame, whatever you want, but like you can never do anything good for others again, I think I would probably, as tempted as I would be by that deal, I think that basically losing my soul in the process would, like in most cautionary tales about that, turn out to be not really worth it.
Yeah, I love that answer. Chip, what about you if you had to pick?
I mean, I agree completely with Meadow. Like, I feel like if you have the power, you can help so many people and things. I mean, there's so many causes that I would love to stand up for and raise money for and help animals, children. Like, there's so much more. And as you said, like, just even being in the top 5% or anything like that, as a female, I'm female, she, her, and I think that in itself is representation. So I would definitely choose number 2, I think.
All right. Heather, have I asked you already? Because my brain just like left me again. don't want to skip you.
I answered first. I answered first. So,
It was a long time ago.
ages ago.
I'm gonna start writing down. Yeah, Heather, done. Oh no. Okay. Yeah. I like the answer. I'm gonna also go for the second option. I'm gonna try to excel in my own career. This is for two reasons. One being I really do think that if I'm gonna be in the top streamers, that I'm gonna make a difference like that. But at the second part, I've also always been really, really bad at the first part. Honestly, I'm really bad with words when it comes to speaking out over things. I'm educating myself all the time, but speaking about it, I'm struggling. I'm falling over my words. I think I would make really bad at it. So if I would pick the first one, I genuinely think that I would be a key figure when it comes to diversity, but I think I would do it in a way that's so wrong that I'm like gonna be used as an example of how not to do it. Maybe I don't know. I'm always so like scared to talk about stuff like that, so I think I will go for the second option just to be safe and just be like, show it rather than say it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think that fits me a lot better.
I guess I assumed in selecting the first one that the words would kind of come to you as a key figure, because like I'm still also learning and growing, but I felt like the way it was worded would mean that I would have the correct words and I would be able to project that correctly as a key figure.
The thing is, I feel that both the options, you will get the same amount maybe of negativity. I think that if you are a key figure in promoting diversity, you're going to have a lot of opinions from people that are not so nice. But the same goes with if you are excelling in your career, you attract the same kind of negativity. So I think maybe it doesn't even really matter. You're going to have to deal with that anyway. So then maybe I want to change my answer. maybe I can make a bigger difference. I don't know. I find this really hard. But I'm the host of this show, so I don't have the answer. So I don't have to pick. So
We have to make the tough choices.
You guys have to do it. I don't. No, but it's a hard one for sure. For sure. All right. I want to go back to gaming again. But before we do that, I do want to say that it was kind of 50-50, but 60% wants to also excel in an individual career over promoting diversity. But still 38% is like, no, I want to make it very diverse. So that's good. Gaming question. This is about winning or losing. So would you rather win every game you play, but you're not having fun, or lose every game, but you're having a great time? That's a hard one. Who wants to start?
That's difficult because I'm very competitive, but also if you're not having fun, then like I much rather just lose and just have a blast at doing it, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I'm also a terrible loser. I literally have stopped playing because it were like I started losing. I've stopped playing games because it got competitive and I didn't have fun anymore. So I don't think I can lose everything and have a great time. Unless I'm like surrounded by people that lose with me. Like if it's like a thing and we're all losing and we're having a good time, I don't care. But if everyone is winning 1v1 to me, I don't think I will have a good time. So that actually reminds me of the game Multiverses. Which is like it's I don't know if you guys know the game, but you're basically fighting people, and you could like I could invite my chat, and I was like, and at first I was doing decent. It was just I lost some, I won some, it was fun, but I was not having enough time to practice it, and people were. So at one point I started losing everything, and I did not have fun anymore. I just got like it wasn't even fair anymore. It was just like people came into my fight and I would just be dead all the time. So I would definitely win but have less fun because I don't think I will have fun losing, and at least I'm winning, right? What about you, Suni?
Yeah, I feel like I'm the same way. Like I'll take Overwatch. I do play Overwatch, and I rage so much if I lose. Oh, if it doesn't go well, I genuinely get upset. So I do think that, like, because obviously I want to play for to have fun. I think it's so important to have fun in what you do. But I think I would have to go with the win because again, like the same as you, I will not be having fun if I lose. So I cannot. It makes me too mad. Like I'm just too upset about it.
Yeah.
So at least if I win at it, I can get the satisfaction from winning. I
Yeah,
guess.
because you might not have like a fun time playing the game. It might just be like boring to you, but hey, at least you're winning in something.
Yeah, at least I'm winning. At least I guess I'm good at it. So yeah sure.
Yeah, Heather, what about you?
I think I'd lose every game and still have a great time. I don't know. I have I have pretty low expectations for how I perform in a game anyway. So like as long as I'm having a good time, I think the only important stipulation would be that everyone I game with is also has knowledge of this and is okay with it. Like I play a lot of Fortnite with my friends, and I think it would suck if they stopped inviting me because I made them lose all the time. You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna play a multiplayer game, maybe I would like the stipulation that I just die and I get to watch the rest of my friends win, and I'm like, yeah, good job, guys. I'm sorry I'm a potato, but good job.
I'm afraid that does not count as losing if your team still wins. So
that's true. As long as we can all have fun together, and there's no resentment from my teammates who are like, let's never play Fortnite with her again.
I mean, I guess not, because then they will not have a good time, and if they're not having a good time, you're probably not going to have a good time. So I guess that you're so whoa, Meadow, that scared me. just apparated in front of us. Hello.
Sorry.
Wow. I expected you to come walking back into the camera, but no, you came out of the field. That was beautiful. I completely forgot what I was talking about.
I'm so sorry.
No, that was fun. Meadow, would you rather win every game you play but not have a good time, or lose every time but you're having fun?
Oh. But I'm having fun, then lose every time.
Lose every time. And what about if it's with a group and you're always losing because of you?
Then I'm going to apologize in advance to any group that I play with, but promise them a good time, because I know that I'm going to be having a bunch of fun and sharing that energy with them. Like the real one that, like, at first I went, oof, like, I don't know, because generally when I am constantly losing, I'm not having a great time. I mean, it depends on the game, right? Like, there's a lot of games that I'm very non-competitive about and I do not expect to be good at, even the majority of games I play. But the few games that like I want to go hard at, if I lose every time, or even just like if I put a bunch of practice into them and still just lose, it gets extremely frustrating. But if I could lose that way and still have a great time, I would much rather do that than, like, what's the point of playing games if I'm not having fun, you know?
And I honestly think that you guys are safe even in a group, because when I look at what Chad voted, 85% would rather lose and have a good time than win. So I think that, we're gonna be good if we can lose with the people that just voted too. Take notes, write them down, invite them. If you're having a good time, for sure. I'm told Meadow is scary good at Mario Kart, said someone. Is that something you're always losing at? I said sarcasm.
Oh, no, they're not being sarcastic.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, is that your skill, Mario Kart?
No, it's just the thing that I do when I'm too depressed to function, and therefore have put in a lot of hours. It's something I really like to zone out to. But there's someone in chat that I have played with through the Women's Guild who absolutely kicks my butt and drops the bombs when I least expect them in an infuriating but very fun way. So yeah, I'm okay at it. Yeah.
Okay. I was always the last one, but I sometimes was liking that, because when you're in number 12 in Mario Kart, you sometimes get a rocket that shoots you all the way. So that was always very satisfying because I got that rocket all the time, which is great. That was like how I enjoyed that game most, for sure. That is actually such a fun game, Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Where can you
It's so chaotic.
Yeah, where can you play that? Because I don't have it anymore.
They have it for Switch.
Switch.
Oh, sorry, go ahead, Heather.
Okay.
No, that's literally what I was gonna say. You got it.
Switch. Okay, I have the Switch, so let's go. Talking about the Switch, have you guys heard about the Nintendo Switch 2 coming out this year? Yes?
Like rumors, or did they? Because I don't think they officially announced it, did they?
Wait, is it not official? Okay.
It is not.
Let's pretend it was. Okay, I did not know that. I did not know that. I thought that it was. Okay. Let's pretend in a hypothetical world, Nintendo Switch number 2 is coming out this year. All right. Would you rather... there it is. Would you rather get early access to Nintendo Switch 2 or get a special customized edition of the current Nintendo Switch? Which one?
I think personally, I would rather do early access to the Nintendo Switch 2. I've never been one who cares about like the aesthetics of my consoles. Like I've never changed the faceplates on my PS5. I've never done anything special to my Switch. So I'd rather just get early access to the Nintendo Switch 2 than to have a really pretty customized edition.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sienna as well?
Yeah, I do love the custom switches. I do have one. I sold my previous one to get the new.
Which one is
custom
that?
I got the Tears of the Kingdom, like
Oh,
Zelda
that
one,
was
because I
pretty,
just loved
yeah.
it so much.
Yeah.
And I just like Breath of the Wild was such a like special game to me, so I really wanted that. But I think if I could get an early access to the new one, I probably still would rather have that, because it means I could also probably get early access to maybe some other games that are coming specifically on that console. So I'll still probably prefer that over the aesthetic. I would miss my cute Switch, but I would love the early access.
But what if it was like the Siuni Switch with like maybe your face on it or your Twitch logo on it, or, you know, and it would look really cool in your background?
I mean, it would be nice, and I would still like. I would miss it for sure, but I still think I would rather have the early access and potentially the game that I can play. Like that would, because I would feel like I would miss out more on not having that as opposed to like the custom Switch.
Okay, let me make it harder then. Get early access to the Nintendo Switch 2, or get a special customized edition of the current one and get the Nintendo Switch 2 when it comes out, just like everyone else.
Well, yeah, then maybe I would wait.
Yeah.
Because the thing as I was talking about my answer, I also was thinking like, I guess it also depends how early access you talk about, right? If it's like a year or two, that's a big deal. But if it's just a couple months, then you can just be patient, because then your custom Switch is forever, right?
Let's say a year. Let's say a full year. So you get it right now, and next January it comes out.
Oh God, I think it would. It's a lot. It's a lot to be patient, but maybe I keep the custom Switch and I just work on my backlog. Yeah, I just wait the whole year and just go through the whole bunch of games I already own and I have not played.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I do that. It's a good compromise.
Team, what about you? Early access or your own special customized edition? Oh, let me unmute you. I'm so sorry, guys. Wait, you're not muted.
It was me. When I got up to use the bathroom, I forgot that I muted myself. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
I would do my own custom specialized Switch. I think that would be really cool. I have 2 Switches right now, and I play most of my games on the PC, so I don't really mind waiting. But I think it'd be really cool to have. I like collecting things. Like I have all the old school consoles, and I love the green Nintendo 64. I like the Pikachu Nintendo 64. Like there'd be so many cool console. I just love it. I love
Cool.
collecting them. So.
And what would you want it to be? Like, what kind of customization? Would you want your
Oh
name on
gosh,
it?
I don't know.
What kind of color?
Oh, it has me. Like I have to be on it.
Yours. Well, you don't have to be on it, but they will bring something out of your choice.
Okay, I just have my favorite games, like a bunch of pictures from my favorite games, or like something Studio Ghibli or something like that. Like, it doesn't have to be related to me at all, does
Okay.
it? Or can I just have my
You can
favorite
do
things on it?
anything. You can customize it however you want.
Games and
Oh no, we'll never know. So, that face is gonna be on it. The new Nintendo. That threw me off. I'm gonna quickly look at chat, and chat would rather have early access than a customized edition. I would go for the customized edition because I think it would be really cute to have something with a Twitch logo on it, like a Twitch edition of something, and to have that like in the back. I was gonna say have that in the background. I don't have space for that anymore. I was like, I have too much space for that. I don't have anything to put stuff on anymore. But I used to have like a background with like a little bit like Heather and Sione, where I just had like a bunch of things in the background, and I think it would look super cool to have that for sure. Sheep says in chat, everyone froze for me. I'm going to leave and rejoin. That's probably smart. All right. This was actually the very last question, because I want to have a few moments where we're going to be talking about what's going to be next on your stream, so that people can all follow you. And everyone should do that. Go follow everyone. I'm going to exclamation my guest in the chat to follow these lovely people. And Heather, I would like to start with you. Can you tell us a little bit about what is going to be on your channel in the coming future?
Yeah, sure. So I have 2 days a week where I'm going to be doing gaming streams. My next 2 games that I'm kind of looking at today, actually, I'm starting Goodbye Volcano High, because I've heard wonderful things about that one. And then I'm planning on Thursday evenings to maybe do some lead up to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Rebirth. So I might be looking at some of the DLC for Remake and all that jazz. But I've been really excited because now I've decided on Wednesdays I'm going to experiment with non-gaming content for a little while. For example, I just built this BD1 Lego behind me. I just built him on stream.
Nice.
So like I want to do more like Lego building, or I'm also big into Gunpla building. I don't know if anyone knows what that is. Basically, I build plastic models of Gundams, which is an anime. Those are like what's on that shelf right behind me over there.
I was like, that's a weird
No.
hobby.
Gundams.
That's a really
mobile
weird
suit.
hobby.
It's just like little plastic models of mobile suits and giant robots.
Oh, that's so cool.
So I'm gonna be doing some of that. I used to be really big into scrapbooking. I'm just kind of gonna throw things at the wall and see what sticks. I used to be really big on scrapbooking, and I still need to finish my scrapbook from when I lived in Japan 11 years ago. So like maybe I'll do some of that live. I am gonna be doing a live show where I watch a season of a series that I've never seen before, starting with The Simpsons. I've never watched The Simpsons in my life, and just do like a talk back about here's what I thought about season 1 of this show that I've never seen. So on Wednesdays, I'm just kind of experimenting with some non-gaming content and having a good time.
All right. That is twitch.tv/Heather Roos.
Roos. Roos like a rooster without the tur.
Oh, it actually means roos. It's like the way that it's spelled in your name means giant in Dutch. So I was like, maybe I have like some Dutch roots or something, but nope, it's roos. Yeah, it means giant, like big.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's really good. Cool. And Meadow, what? Let me unmute you.
Oh, I'm unmuted.
Oh.
You're good.
Sorry. What is going to happen on your channel? Is
well,
that a cat in the
apparently,
background?
Yeah, so
it.
I had closed Mew Mew in a different room, and I guess my roommate must have opened that door. So now he's okay. Probably reality is going to fall apart behind us because yeah, there he is. He's in the flower field for now until he tears the whole thing apart. Anyway, my next thing that I have coming up that I'm really excited about is on this coming Wednesday. I can't believe that's the day after tomorrow already. I'm going to be interviewing Megan Hertz, whom I think a bunch of people here all know, if not everyone knows, from the Women's Guild. She is so lovely. She's an incredible retro streamer and has a huge, awesome collection of retro games. And is just a very upbeat and energetic and kind human. So I'm so excited to learn about her streamer story. That's part of a series that I do every Wednesday where I interview a non-male identifying creator and then play a game together with them. So that's the next big thing I have coming up. Other than that, I've talked a lot about my mental health on here today, and one big thing for me has been building back consistency for my streams after getting my autism and ADHD diagnoses in the past year and just dealing with a lot of depression and grief. So Wednesday is my one that I'm like, this is the thing I show up for. It's for something I believe in. Someone else will be there to hold me accountable. I'm working on a collab that will start up on Fridays soon and be the next day that I add in. And then other than that, everything else is just kind of like chaos streamer. I go live when I'm able to or when I'm up to it. And then always share in like my Discord when I'm doing that. So yeah, but there's always a mix of stuff. if I'm allowed to plug it here, I did start an alt channel specifically for the purpose of streaming BG3 because it is too racy for my brand on my main channel. So yeah, if people want to check out, it's just Other Meadow. There's nothing there yet. I don't even have a profile picture yet. But that's something I might do when I don't have the energy for my main channel.
Do we have mods here today? Actually, I have not. I don't know if we have mods. Muds? Any muds? Let me do it. Wait, I can do it. Marian, can you please do Other Meadow? Well, not do them, but shout them out. Thank you so much. That is Meadow. I just shouted Meadow out already. I can have a normal one for Other Meadow. Spelled the same as this one, I guess, but then with other in front of it. Yeah. Teeb, what are you going to be doing on your channel?
Oh, goodness. I play a variety of games, so I never really know what I'm going to be dipping my toes into. But Final Fantasy 14 soon. I'm going to be resubbing and jumping back into it. So I'm pretty excited for that. I only stream on Sunday and Monday. Unfortunately, right now, other than like if I do a collaboration, I'll have like a bonus stream, but
really
just
early
everything.
In the morning.
You're worth it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. That is I Am Cheap. I'm trying to give you a shout out. I have to wait 10 more seconds, so you'll get that in a second. And then we'll go to Siuni. Tell us a little bit about your channel. What can we expect from you?
So I don't have any like big events planned or anything in the like very near future, but I mostly just continuing the games that I have on. My main retro game, which is the Zelda Link to the Past. I realized I started that in September. And I am still working my way through it. So my big goal of this month is to finally finish that game because it is hard and I don't want to give up, and we're almost there. So this is the big one that I want to finish so I can move on to like another retro games. But yeah, I have multiple games. I have 3 games in rotation right now, which is a lot of for me because I only stream 2 times a week, so I always have a tough time finding the balance. So really just working my way through them and then keep playing through new games that I want to experience and things like that. Yeah, and just being consistent and having a good time with the community. Like I'm just excited to keep going.
Okay, that is twitch.tv/siuni.tv. I'll give you a shout out as well as soon as I'm allowed to. My name is Ariana, and on this channel we've just started Final Fantasy 14 online. So that's what I'll be doing for the foreseeable future because it's a huge roots game. So that's what you'll also see more of this kind of game shows on my channel. We have the next one, the 27th already, with another even bigger group of Twitch Women guildies. So that's going to be an even bigger one. And we're going to be playing a This or That, which is a little bit like Would You Rather. But the twist is that it's about you. And I'm pointing at chat right now. You have to answer it. And the guests have to guess what you would answer. And they can win points with that if they're doing it right or not. So would love it if you were there as well. And for my normal content, I'm going to be live again Wednesday. It's Monday, right? Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is when I'm usually live. Except then the 27th, that will be an extra stream. Me? Yes, you. So do follow as well if you want to see more of this kind of content or Final Fantasy or other story games. So yeah. That was the stream. I would love to raid into someone from the Twitch Women Guild. So I'm quickly going to check who's live. I think I'm going to do that in the Discord.
And I'm sure everyone also wants to express this, but thank you so much for putting this together and for
No,
having us. This was so fun.
Thank you so much for being here because this is your time. Super early for most of you. Early in the morning. So thank you so much for being here. I hope that everyone followed you because this was fun. Thank you so very much. I hope that you guys also had fun watching. We're going to be going to 2D Carrie, who is live right now. She is also part of the Twitch Women's Guild, and she's actually streaming a lot of special games. It's like literally games that I've never seen before. So really interesting variety content. In the meantime, I hope you're all staying healthy. I hope you're all staying hydrated and that you've all followed these beautiful people right here. Clap is in the chat for these lovely ladies. Thank you so much for being here and have a really, really good day. Goodbye, everyone. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.